oversee the volunteer management system in the 4 of our centers, and also to oversee the CCAR trainings that we do, and as well as our Recovery Coach Academy. And I also am designated design person for the volunteer dinner. We have an ad booklet and posters and literature that I design, and also for the recovery walks, I design the booklet for that.
Right. Okay.
So,
Tell me about how you started all this, the training and so forth. Where did the material come from? Or did you gather it from other places, or did you put it together here? Was there a brainstorming session? How did it come about?
right, you want me to start with the volunteer piece?
Yeah.
When I was first hired, there was a volunteer management system, but it hadn't been implemented throughout the recovery centers. So my job was to come in and try and implement that, which means we had people, we needed for our recovery center managers to track the hours, the volunteer hours. We also needed evaluations to be done, job assignments. So it was just more or less organizing volunteers within each center, and also recruiting volunteers. So I started with the recruitment piece, where we went out to other colleges in Connecticut and we were put on their websites as a source, as a volunteer source, and also for internships. So now we have internships with a few of the different colleges. Let's see, also for recruiting, we were on the United Way website, which brought in quite a few people. We go to college seminars, we go to different treatment facilities and do overviews of CCAR and volunteering. And another piece of my position was Phil wanted to recognize the volunteers for the work done throughout the year, so I began to organize a volunteer dinner. And what that is each volunteer is sent out an invitation and to attend the dinner. At this point now, it's at a castle, at St. Clement's Castle in Portland, Connecticut. And so the volunteer is given a full course dinner and entertainment. We usually have Mark Runton as entertainment. He's a person in recovery, a comedian from California. So we were flying him in each year. And then we gave out certificates for the volunteers, and also a customized pin. And I designed all that piece of it. Then Phil...
Is the volunteer management system, is that available for other agencies to make use of, or is that something that you keep to yourself?
You can, yes and no. I mean, you're asking me a couple questions. The volunteer management system is the policies and procedures, and the database, and so we do have a package that we sell where people can purchase the entire package or pieces of it. I've gone to different states and done like a day-long seminar on how to get their systems up and running, and what we do, and how to recruit, and what to expect when you are developing the system, and then when you're putting it out into the different centers or different organizations, what to expect. There was a little bit of a resistance at first, and documenting the hours. It's a lot of work, it's tedious, but in the end, the volunteers and the recovery center managers were very pleased to see the numbers. Okay, so a volunteer has been with us for a year and they've done 240 hours. So that was information that we weren't able to capture prior to that.
Okay. So I could, if I wanted to access this.
The database, you would have to purchase that on your own. That's not a CCAR. You know, we haven't developed that system ourselves. There's a couple others out there too, so I would say go out and research what works best for your organization.
Okay.
We use GiftWorks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And the second point?
Was the training, is
Yes.
that what you wanted to know? Okay. So we have, most of our CCAR trainings were developed by Jim Wolfing, and he's a consultant who's been with CCAR for quite a few years. And so our staff trains individuals, people in recovery, on different topics. One of the trainings that he developed was the volunteer orientation, which every volunteer has to go through. It's a day-long seminar. That gives them the policies, procedures of CCAR, what we expect of them as volunteers, what they can expect as of us as staff members. We also have what we call CCAR 101. Those are our core trainings. Our CCAR 101 is it's a 2-hour training that is facilitated by a staff member, and it gives people the background history of CCAR and what it means to be a CCAR ambassador, what is our mission, what is our vision. And then periodically over the year we have other trainings that Jim has developed, but we give the recovery center managers a choice as to what they want to train based on who's coming into their center and what the needs are of the center. Separate from that is the Recovery Coach Academy that 2 years ago myself, Marshall Rosier, and Jim Wolfing had begun to develop a recovery coaching model based on Bill White's model of recovery and recovery coaching. And we did a pilot, and a working laboratory on the Recovery Coach Academy. From that, we changed it around and restructured it and turned it into an educational and experiential training for people who are interested in becoming a recovery coach or training other recovery coaches.
Okay. Are these training courses available for other organizations, or do they have to be a part of the training course in order to experience it?
That's a double question there. Yeah, anyone can come to our Recovery Coach Academy. They are available for people nationally and internationally. We run one in Connecticut quarterly, and you can sign up through our website. There is a fee, and it's a week long. So it is mandatory that you attend all of the trainings. And then after that, the training of trainers is to train individuals in how to deliver the Recovery Coach Academy. And after someone is trained as a training of trainer, they can take it back to their organization and they can train other people on how to become a recovery coach. Right now, and there's a little confusion around this now, that people think or have asked when they go through the training of trainers, can they train other trainers to deliver the material? And no, they can't. They are just qualified to train people as a recovery coach. And then we do ask that people, if they are going to be delivering the trainings, that they buy their books from us. Mm-hmm. No books can be purchased unless they've gone through the Recovery Coach Academy. Excuse me. The reason being is that we want to make sure that people really understand and have experienced the training firsthand.
So I'm going to go through this similar training up in Vermont now.
Mm-hmm.
What advice would you give me as I start there? What would you suggest? What advice would you give me?
Well, I don't know anything about their training. What I can say.
Phil says it's a watered down version of what you have here.
I don't know. I haven't seen it, but what I could say in entering any kind of an environment is keep an open mind and, like we were talking earlier, remain teachable. So.
Okay. So what's the future for you?
As far as what?
As far
As
as
far
your
as-
as far as your work here is concerned, do you see yourself staying here and concentrating on what you're doing now, or where do you see yourself going?
Is this going up on the? No, I'm very frank with Phil. I'm very clear. I would like to, as far as the Recovery Coach Academy, I would like to get a better grasp of it. It's with any program that we do here at CCAR, it tends to take off, and we're kind of writing things as people are asking us questions. So I think I'd like to catch up to the questions that are being asked.
So once you've caught up, you could come over to Wales and help us set up a similar.
I would love to go to Wales and set up. Travel's a little difficult for me because I do have other things on my plate.
Like a horse?
So I do have a horse, yes.
You'd have to have somebody look after the horse for you.
Yeah. So,
Okay. Well, I wish you well, and thank you for talking to me today. And of course, we've talked on other things that aren't included on this tape, which perhaps have even more value to both our recoveries.
Thank you.
Thank you.